Good afternoon, social media. Man, oh man, I hope everyone had an awesome week this week, and I hope everybody had an awesome work day this week as well. Why? Because it's Friday. You know what I'm talking about? Now, as always, before we get started in today's episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media, don't forget to click the link in the description wow, Jesus, I can't even think straight because I'm boiling in the hot sun out here in Texas. Don't forget to click the link in the description of this video. And if you want some Reaper apparel, if you want some True Victory apparel, or even if you want a half gallon of water that'll stay nice and cold, the codes are in the description of this video as well. Be sure to let them know that I sent you. And now it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. Without further ado, and by the end of this episode, you will know whose game it is, with everybody saying, "No mercy, sports." Let's get into it, baby.
Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Why? I'll tell you why. Because like the great Bruce Buffer always says, ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Oh my God, we got so much to talk about. Oh man, I can't wait to get into it. But before I get into it, let me bring on somebody who knows a thing or two about this show. He's big, he's spicy, and he's got some big spicy takes. Mr. Big Mac, what's going on, baby?
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing but a G thing. How's your week been? Is your Friday going good?
It's been. I'm home, and that's all that matters now.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think you had a truck delivery or something like that.
Yeah. I was yesterday. Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff going on.
Damn, that is.
But happily today, I do not. I'm home. I'm ready. I'm ready.
That is the only thing that matters. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Bro, the NBA draft is upon us, and the biggest thing that's being talked about right now is Bronny James being drafted into the NBA. Now, it's being talked about that wherever he goes, his dad LeBron James is going to go. Now, we really haven't seen a father-son duo probably since Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. But would the father-son duo of LeBron James and Bronny James work in today's NBA?
I mean, yeah. Are you kidding me? Listen, Wizards, please draft him number 2 overall. Let's get LeBron in here. Let's at least make a real run for one championship. Just one. Just fucking one. But I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's a long shot. If your team buys Bronny, you're buying him for the shot to have LeBron James. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you also have to have the cap space, and you have to be able to essentially let LeBron take the reins, because that's the only way you're going to get him.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I see it like this. Like you said, if a team that does draft Bronny James, they're also going to be getting LeBron James. Now, don't get me wrong. He's arguably one of the biggest divas in today. I said today's NBA game. So it's essentially a double-edged sword, because it's like, hey, yo, like, what are we gonna do? Like, do we trade half our roster for to try and land LeBron James? Do we fire our head coach because
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're excluding half the league. Half the league already cannot afford to do it. All right.
yes.
Then out of the other half of the league, only probably 15 of them. Not even. I give 10 of them. 10 of them would
Really?
actually
10?
be thinking about doing it. Thinking about it, yes. Then you have three teams who really are like, you know what? We should do this. We should do this. Because no matter what, you're going to generate a lot of money.
Yes. You're gonna generate a lot of money, and fans are gonna want to come from all around the country, or even the world for that matter, to want to see LeBron James and Bronny James play together.
Now you see why I say DC is one of the biggest tickets, because we have more international people coming in there. Like, you'd be surprised how many sellout games there are, because the internet, like people from all different kinds of countries over in Europe and shit, they come over. Russians come over. Like, I've been to plenty of DC, Wizards games, and have like 5 or 6 Russians around us, and it'd be funny as shit, or tourists and shit like that, where they planned the trip with coming to see this basketball game. So now having LeBron there, wow.
Yeah, that's definitely going to draw a lot of attention to your team, but with attention also comes high expectations.
I mean, listen, get to the play-ins. I mean, listen, again, with the teams like the Wizards that are going to be willing to give this a shot, you know what I mean? Like, again, it's they only have capital in 1 or 2 players. You know what I mean? So
I was going to say, they do have Kyle Kuzma locked in on a contract right now.
Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole. We trade them 2 away. We got fucking what, $150 million freed up.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So,
like, what? I mean, not really.
Damn.
Probably like 90 million. But still, you get my point. 90 million is enough to get LeBron James, Bronny James, and get LeBron James a couple key pieces he wants.
Yeah,
we've got a bench. Yeah. We've got a bench. I mean, like,
just make sure you don't trade the bench just to get LeBron James.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be trading the bench to get LeBron James. I mean, essentially, we'd be giving up either Kuzma and Poole, and then, but he's a restricted. I mean, he's an unrestricted free agent, so you're only paying LeBron money. You're not having to trade for LeBron.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I think a certain somebody thinks that if he were to go to Atlanta, it wouldn't quite work out.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean,
Trae Young is definitely one of those guys that loves to take the shot. He's essentially a modern day version of Damian Lillard. He loves hitting the deep three, even from the logo for that matter.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, LeBron can play with anybody. I will give that to LeBron. LeBron is one of the best all-around players behind Magic Johnson. Like, and
facts.
I'm not going to dispute. Again, LeBron is one of the greatest to ever play the game. I'm not taking anything away from him. But
second greatest.
When you're looking at a Magic Johnson, how many championships does Magic Johnson have? Let's not forget that shit. Okay, like, how many championships does LeBron have? And you want to say that he's the GOAT? Again, like I said, he's probably the second best all around player ever. LeBron James, 100%. He is a stat motherfucking guy. He's going to go get you a double-double, at least a handful of games every fucking year. And then he's going to throw in some triple-doubles in there. And then, again, he's going to get you 20 points and 6 rebounds and 6 assists. So, again, those are average numbers for him.
Yes, absolutely. Again, I mean, one thing that was really talked about that doesn't get talked about enough was, hey, instead of Michael Jordan, should we be comparing LeBron James to Magic Johnson? Which makes sense.
To me, that's the most comparable player. Now, do they play the same type of game? Absolutely not. But they play similar enough where you're looking at a big guy who can run the show, run the floor, and we've seen him do it. The stretches he had with the Miami Heat. I mean, bro, that looked like classic Lakers ball where they were going to run these motherfuckers into the fucking dirt. Okay, and for me, it was like, okay, bam. That's who I always seen when you're talking about, man, who have I seen play like this before? Magic motherfucking Johnson.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. Man, when the NBA draft comes around, it's going to be crazy. But we're going to stick with NBA right now because there's a lot going on in the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Minnesota Timberwolves were eliminated due to a gentleman's sweep courtesy of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I think it was more so that everybody was high on Minnesota because they beat the defending champions and in 7 games beat them out of the playoffs. And on top of that, Nikola Jokic was the MVP of the league. However, there's a certain team in the East that's been having it quite easy, if I should say. The Boston Celtics. Let's recap their 12-2 playoff run, shall we? So their first series against Miami. Jimmy Butler is missing for the entire series. Now, granted, the Celtics won the series 4-1, but that's neither here nor there. The next series up, they would take on the Cavs. Now, the Cavs didn't have Jarrett Allen, and they also didn't have Donavan Mitchell for 2 of the last games. Again, the Celtics would go on to win 4-1. Then the Eastern Conference Finals roll around, and their opponent, the Indiana Pacers, who finished their season 8 games above 500. Now, yes, the Pacers kept shooting themselves in the foot in game 1 against the Celtics, and that was game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals was Indiana's for the taking. But it begs to question, despite putting up the best record in the league with the Celtics going 64-18, are they the best team that shouldn't be in the finals right now?
Boston?
Yeah.
No, Boston did exactly what the fuck they were supposed to do.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
I mean, listen, it's not their fault they got an easy schedule. Last year, what was everybody's doing? Everybody was sucking the shit out of Miami Heat's dick. What did they do?
They went on a Cinderella run. That doesn't get talked about enough this
sport. You're looking at the East and you're saying, well, look, the Celtics had a cakewalk. And I'm telling you right now.
They did.
It's going to be a cakewalk.
Every single team in the series that Boston played, they were missing their star player.
They're going to be holding up that trophy. They're going to be holding up that trophy.
No.
They're going to be holding up that
trophy. The fuck they will not.
Okay. I'm just telling you, there's too much to stop with Boston. The Mavericks are not like this is not Minnesota.
Who's stopping Luka and Kyrie though?
What again? You have Jason Tatum, you have Jaylen Brown, you have White. You I mean, come on, don't act like they have
barely have a defense though.
Listen, when we average 120 points a game.
All I'm saying is you put up a record like 64-18, you should be fucking decimating your opponents, especially when they're missing their star players.
Here's your hot tip. Here's your hot tip for next week. Okay, Jason Tatum, game 1, double. He's gonna get 11 rebounds and he's gonna get at least 24 points. Not this year. Not this year.
No, they're a team of destiny. They are the fucking team of destiny right now, going into the finals.
Listen, look, I'm just telling you. Derek Lively, suspect. Gafford, suspect. They're gonna foul out quick, my boy. You're gonna have Jaylen Brown and Tatum going to the hole. right? And guess what happens when they fill the hole? They're gonna kick it out to White. White gonna splash on him. Hartford gonna splash on him.
Yeah, that's assuming that White is actually having a good fucking game. This man is Jekyll and Hyde.
I mean, because he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to score 25 points a game, but he can. Like that's the whole thing. Like you have multiple people on Boston. Even Horford had a 28-point game. Boston and whoever's got that hot
Al Horford is Al Horford. This is the Boston fucking Celtics we're talking about. One of the most historic franchises in NBA history. Look, all I'm saying is if Boston doesn't bring home the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of this season, this is a bust for Boston.
Big time. I'm 100% with you on that one, buddy. Like, they have to win. It's win or go home. Like,
it really.
I mean, I would rebuild. Like, you went and paid Porzingis, and now Porzingis is finally healthy. He's finally
healthy. You gave Jaylen Brown a max deal?
No. Listen. Jaylen Brown deserved that motherfucking deal. How many times did we watch Jason Tatum start to choke in the playoffs the last 3 years, and Jaylen Brown came in and carried that motherfucker? He did it multiple times. He's the second guy.
He showed up in the key games that made the Celtics force a Game 7 against the Miami Heat last year. But as soon as Game 7 started, Jaylen Brown turned into Casper the motherfucking Ghost.
Again, look at the first half, though. You're talking about he had 10 opportunities. He got 10 shots. That's it. Jason Tatum was like, what was he, 40-some% at halftime. And something crazy. It was like he was like fucking 4 for like 12 or 13.
I mean, the only reason for that matter is because the Miami Heat plays something that is the last of a dying breed called defense.
No, they were missing wide open shots. That Game 7, come on, think about it. They were missing a lot of fucking shots.
Okay, maybe I was a little bit high on Miami as well, but Eric Spoelstra is a defensive mindset head coach, and it showed last year.
We will see this year, because this year is not last year, it's this year, and I want to see the Celtics bring it home. Like, it's been a long time. 2008 is a long time ago.
Man, so we're gonna talk about some football in a bit after the commercial break, but do you agree with this? This is Vanderbilt football we're talking about.
Oh, I mean, I'm not signing no check with that. No.
So going into Vanderbilt season, how many wins do you think that Vanderbilt gets?
Me? Shit.
I don't yes, they're in the SEC.
I don't even know their quarterback. Okay. Don't even know their quarterback. So I mean, you're going to tell me 10 wins. I'd be like, you know what? Betting man says 9. But I don't know. 4 is the ceiling. Okay. I am not a betting man at 10. You know what?
So here's the crazy thing. When we were doing shout out to College Sports Villain, baby. Shout out. When we were doing College Sports Villain last night, Chris thought it was a good idea that he believed it was a good idea to think that Vanderbilt in the SEC is going to win 6 games.
I mean, again, I don't know not one person on their team. They could, I mean, for all I know, they could fucking win 2 games. I don't know. But I'm yeah.
Oh my god!
I know probably maybe 6 or 7 college quarterbacks, and
going into this year,
huh?
Going into this year, or just in general?
Yeah, I believe going into this year. I mean, not all of them are starters, but I mean, I know their names because of what I watched last year.
That's fair.
Like, what is this? McGullen? What was his name? McCullen from Alabama.
Jalen Milroe.
Milrow. Okay, Milrow. I knew it was an M. I know it was an M. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can sit here and I can kind of think through a couple. But yeah, no. I mean, for me, again, as somebody who doesn't really bet on college football, I wouldn't bet for most teams to win 10 games. Like, you know what I mean? And especially teams I know zero about. I mean, 6 games. If you're laughing, I'm fucking I'm with you.
No, for sure. All right, though. We are going to take our first commercial break, and when we get back, we got some football and baseball to discuss. We will see you in a bit.
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat.
Man, I'll tell you, that Icy Breeze, especially when you're doing game days, whether it's the NFL or college football in general, especially if you live in the South, man, that'll definitely come in handy. So let's take a break from some basketball and let's move on to the NFL. Now, yes, the college football season is upon us. Oh, I can't fucking wait for college football. There is nothing better, or let me put it to you this way. Being a kid was waking up on Saturday mornings and enjoying Saturday morning cartoons. Being an adult is waking up on Saturday mornings and then enjoying college game day on Saturday mornings. And I dare you to tell me where the lie is. Exactly. Anyway,
yeah, I'm not a big college sports guy, but yeah, I mean, I've watched more of it this year than I have ever in the past.
That's fair enough. Anyways, so we're gonna get out of college football and we're gonna start discussing some of the NFL because the NFL season is upon us. Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
We got 2 months. 2 months and some change.
The last I saw, it was about 100 days, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. 3 months. 3 months and some change. Then yeah. Okay, we're getting into June.
Yeah. So let's talk about one of the most intriguing NFL quarterbacks that has stepped foot onto the football field in the 2000s. That quarterback being Aaron Rodgers. A great player, there's no doubt about that. Now, since people want to forget about last year, look at your way, Mike Greenberg, you dumb son of a bitch. Rodgers believes that since he was offered a position to be vice president for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and also on the Jets, the stupid dipshit believes that it's going to equal ratings for some odd reason going into this year. Does Rodgers have a point, or is he on that blue stuff that former chemistry teacher made from New Mexico?
Look, I mean, as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, like, bro, until you get back on the field and play in a game and actually win a game, I don't give a fuck what you got to say.
I see it like this. I mean, like, bro, yes, the Jets were so hyped up going into the season last year, and he only lasted 4 plays. The worst possible thing that could have happened for the Jets fucking happened. And then on top of that, while he's injured, he's talking about, oh, hey, I might be able to come back after X amount of games. I might be able to do this. I might be able to do that. Like, bro, why are you getting Jet fans so hyped up for a fucking return when you're out for the fucking season, my guy? Shut the fuck up. You tore your fucking Achilles. You're out for the fucking season. All right? The only person that actually did something with a torn Achilles was Kobe Bryant. He tore his Achilles, then shot his free throws, then literally limped off the goddamn court. It's unfucking real. Like, until Rodgers produces something on the field for the Jets, I'm not buying into any of the bullshit that comes out of his mouth.
Exactly. So here's a little statistic I like to bring up. So you love Joe Flacco. Like last year, he was your man. Like you definitely love the fact
Cleveland
that he
should have kept him.
Yeah. So hear me out on this, right? So Joe Flacco, right, is 10-6 in the playoffs. Okay, 10-6.
Really?
Aaron Rodgers is 12-10 in the playoffs. Okay. Both have one Super Bowl ring. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has a lot better stats than Joe Flacco, but when we're talking wins and losses, when we're talking about when it fucking matters, for you to be thinking amongst like, oh, you're one of the greatest ever, I'm sorry, like it's one of those things. He was with Green Bay. They had a great defense for 5 of those years.
Yes.
Okay, just like Joe Flacco did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Joe Flacco won a ring. They won a ring. Okay, the year before us. So it was like, okay, Joe Flacco was he tore his ACL, his MCL, whatever. He got fucked up, hurt his hip, and then what did the Ravens have after we won the Super Bowl? We pretty much demolished the entire fucking team.
Yeah,
absolutely. Ray Lewis retired. Ed Reed was gone. All of our linebackers were gone. We lost.
Ray Lewis was gone. I think the only dude that stuck around was, if I'm not mistaken, Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, Terrell Suggs stuck around.
And that was the only dude that they could really build around, but he was the dude carrying the workload for that defense.
But again, for people to be like, oh, Joe Flacco's dog shit, he ain't no Hall of Famer. To me, listen, if it isn't for the stats, okay, if it wasn't for the stats, if you just looked at like, you know what I mean, and I get it, Aaron Rodgers got MVPs, but it's
like, okay, cool. Over the course of 5 years, you won 4 MVPs, but your last literal fucking Super Bowl win was 10, 11 years ago, my guy, or 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, and he'll sit there and blame, well, the last 5 years or the last 4 years, like he's gonna pass the buck. He's gonna pass the buck. And my whole thing is like, look, Peyton Manning, 1-2. Eli Manning, 1-2.
And he beat the greatest of all time in those Super Bowls.
Even Rapelessberger got fucking 2. Okay? So I mean, let's be real here. I mean, the really good quarterbacks, you win like most of Elway 1-2.
Yes.
Okay. Like again, you sit here and you think of some of the greatest quarterbacks. Joe Montana, 1-2 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he is basically this generation's version of Dan fucking Marino winning a Super Bowl. The only thing that Rodgers can do is just put up stats.
Nope. He is the 2.0 version of Brett Favre.
Ooh.
He got 1, and now he's gonna bounce.
I like it.
He might play for at least one different team after the Jets.
Yeah.
Because somebody's gonna pay him for his name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody's gonna pay him for his name.
And we already know that the hype that the Jets are getting going into this season alone because of the travesty that happened last season.
That's why I say, like, man, look, if you're not playing football, then I don't care what you got to say. Yeah. Until you get back on the field, then let's talk about it. Until then, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like, okay, so real talk, in the AFC East, who do you see coming out of the division?
Right now, like, I'm taking Dolphins.
Really?
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Damn, I know they signed Jalen Waddle to a deal, but damn.
I mean, they still got a good defense. You realize, like, late in the season, three of their defensive guys went down. Mm-hmm. They got Jalen Ramsey. They got pieces on that defense. Now, once they're all healthy and playing together, they're going to be a dangerous fucking team.
True, and I think in the second half of the season, just their entire defense was decimated due to unfortunate injuries.
They ran into the Ravens.
Man, I'll tell you what, the AFC is going to be stacked this year. And I'll tell you one thing, Titans aren't going to win the AFC South anytime soon, because I got the Houston Texans winning the AFC South.
Oh, for sure. For sure, 100% Texans. If the Texans don't take it, it's because Stroud got injured.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look,
with
CJ Stroud, their newly signed receiver, Nico Collins, arguably one of the best connections last year.
Man, fuck that. They got Danielle Hunter.
They even got Stephon fucking Diggs and Dr. Dalton Schultz.
Listen, again, Danielle Hunter. Anderson is on the other side. Okay, listen, and it's just like, bro, he's gonna have 15, 16 sacks.
Yeah,
like he's been playing in Minnesota by himself on that line. Last time he had help, Zadarius Smith was there, and that's been a few years. Okay, so again, now you're putting him on a defensive line with a bunch of young, hungry motherfuckers. That motherfucker gonna eat. Like I'm telling you, the Texans, you don't want to play the Texans this year. You don't want to motherfucking play Texans. And if you play the Texans, you better be able to run the motherfucking ball. Because if you can't, you are fucked. Because you need
they even got Joe Mixon in the backfield.
Eat that fucking clock. Keep Stroud off the field and eat that fucking clock. That's the only way you're going to beat the fucking Texans.
I'll tell you one thing. Speaking of the AFC South, we got somebody from the South that's joining us here. The villain himself of college sports.
What it
do, baby? What it do?
Here, I'm packing for our trip tomorrow, and I got the boy in the background, so I got a little going on here.
So he's basically going to be all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit. He'll be over here in a second to make his appearance, but yes.
So what we were talking about was Aaron Rodgers really believes that because of this offseason, because he was being looked at as a vice president for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and going into this season alone, that the Jets are going to equal ratings. Is he onto something, or is he smoking that blue stuff from New Mexico?
So, meth isn't his drug of choice, it's the mushrooms. And he may have very well visualized himself doing these things when he was eating the fungus. That's a possibility. The Jets are not winning the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback, man. I ain't gonna argue with it. But if anybody here thinks the Jets are gonna win the Super Bowl, they are smoking the blue stuff. I'm just saying.
I mean, look how stacked the AFC even is right now.
Hey, look, you remember last night Chris said that the Titans were gonna win the AFC South, and you were stupid if you believed otherwise?
That's the right reaction, Mac. That's the right reaction.
What is that?
I mean, come on,
like,
bro.
They lost Derrick Henry, and he's like, oh, cool. We still had 3 wide receivers put up 1,000 yards. Okay, cool.
No, he said Derrick Henry sucked, remember? He said he's injured, and he sucked, and he's not worth the damn.
Right, because he went to the fucking Ravens. Now he's got a quarterback to work with.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
I'm just saying too.
And I'm just saying, listen, I'm going to talk shit. Like when the game after Derrick Henry hits 1,000 yards. Oh, I'm be a shit talking motherfucker. I'm just waiting for the bet line to pop up. As soon as that bet line pops up, I'm hitting it.
He's getting 1,000.
Easily. It's not even close.
He's not getting 2,000, but he'll get 1,000.
Oh yeah, 50. I say 1,500 tops.
Oh yeah. So I mean, so my whole thing is between him and Lamar Jackson and Mitchell, you're talking around 3,500 yards.
And then on top of that, with the wide receiver, you got Zay fucking Flowers, who I guarantee you is going to go on a revenge tour.
Flowers
I say he does after that catastrophe when they played, who was it, the Chiefs in the AFC Championship?
Yeah, I mean,
like he tried to go for the dive, unfortunately fumbled. That man is going on a revenge.
I don't need to relive it, okay?
I'm not trying to bring it up on purpose. I'm just saying, Zay Flowers, after the unfortunate travesty, this man is going into this season with a chip on his shoulder and is going to play like a man possessed.
No, I think you right team, wrong person. Rashad Bateman. Listen for the name, Rashad Bateman. Okay. Just paid him. So we just paid him decent money, right? He been waiting for this check. This is life-changing money he just received, right?
Yeah.
He played decent in his second year with us. Last year was his third year, right? And he played a lot better. This year, it's like, okay, look, we gave you some money. We gave you a contract extension. Now, your first round pick, we need you to keep playing up to your potential. Your ceiling looks really high. This year, I'm telling you, I think he's going to be 1,000-yard receiver. You know, Zay Flowers is going to be 9 to 1,200-yard receiver. You know, Mark Andrews is going to get 1,000-yard clip all day long.
Yeah, that's
like he was injured and still got 900 and some
Jackson's easy go-to guy. Man, and Oklahoma people can do some fucking damage.
Yeah, and then we're not even talking about likely, you know what I mean? Like, and again, we got a few slot guys, and I'm excited for what's to come. And now I will say this, like, yeah, fuck Clemson. We all fuck Clemson. But that Higgins, Mr. Higgins, that motherfucker run like a deer. He side to side with Zay Flowers, side to side with Rashad Bateman, like looking like a gazelle out that motherfucker.
Hey, look, I'm just excited that the Falcons are going to win the South. I mean, they ain't winning the Super Bowl, but the South, if we don't win the South this season, this offseason, all that was a complete monumental failure because the division is ours to take.
I mean, I'm going to just say this. For the NFC South, it will more than likely come down to the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
So this is how I see it happen. I see like Kirk Cousins coming in. He loses the first 3 games, goes down with an injury. Penix Jr. comes in.
Oh, a Tebow time.
He runs the board, and Atlanta wins their first Super Bowl.
I mean, that's a wonderful, wonderful trip down fantasy land, but MPJ is not ready to win a
Hold on. There's 2 quarterbacks. So it's not like it ain't never happened before. You got Brady and Roethlisberger coming in on injuries and shit. Now, not how I said it, but
I mean, this Atlanta Falcons team is not those Patriots teams of the Tom Brady years.
I mean, listen.
Don't get me wrong. Kirk Cousins is good, and he can lead the Falcons to a deep playoff run.
I got the Falcons in the playoffs. That's a fact. I don't have them winning the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm a realist. MPJ would have to come out and if he were to get the start, he would have to look like Tom Brady from the beginning. The problem for MPJ is he played in the Pac-12. He's not seen speed like this before. It's going to be in the NFL. There's going to be some growing pains, some timing issues, and he's still injured right now too. So he's not going to play immediately.
Right.
I just want to win the South. That's the goal this year. You got to have realistic goals for your team. They did enough to win the South. That's what I'm banking on.
I mean, even Derrick Henry said it best himself that it's like, hey, yo, the SEC and the NFL is basically night and day. It's literally the same thing.
Right.
Y'all
And
gonna have to win.
The
You guys cannot lose to the Buccaneers. You can't lose to the Panthers, and you can't lose to the Saints.
Well,
if you win those games,
lose to the Panthers, there's no way in hell that's gonna happen.
Shit, we lost to them last year, knocked us out of the playoffs.
Bro, listen again. Any given Sunday.
Yeah, you're right about that. But look, I'm gonna say this: Baker Mayfield has easily found his home in Tampa Bay, and for whatever fucking reason, it works.
That's because the fucking talent around him. Like when he was in Cleveland, he didn't have this talent around him. He was running for his life the whole time. His receivers were dropping balls, and then he took
constantly having to rely on the defense.
Right. You're like, oh, Baker Mayfield sucks because he's got 3 seconds to throw the ball and they drop it. So he goes to Tampa Bay, and they got one of the best offensive lines in the league, and that's a fact. And he has,
on top of that, one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Right. And he's got 5 or 6 seconds to throw the ball to some of the best receivers in the league. Yeah, I mean, he's found a home. Like he can make that work.
Bless you, good sir.
Thank you.
He's not Lamar Jackson out there making people miss until somebody gets open. That's not what he fucking does. And that's why he wasn't successful in Cleveland. You know what I mean? But he has time to sit and set and throw the ball. Yeah, I mean, the guy's always been very accurate. That's never been disputed.
Hell, why Cleveland even got rid of him for a dumbass on a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed deal? It's like, bro, he gets injured. You can barely do a damn thing. Joe Flacco literally leads you into the fucking playoffs and gets a playoff win since Baker Mayfield. And now you're still relying on the same guy you gave the 5-year deal to? Nah.
Well, here's how I look at Deshaun Watson. To discount his talent is just not smart. Like, the guy's talented. Let's call it what it is, absolutely. Right? Yeah, the guy's super talented. The problem with him is like he just keeps on going down the deep end, going down the rabbit hole. He just can't seem to get it together, right?
Yes.
And the problem for him is he's just not thinking clearly, and
just
it happens sometimes with young men when they get all this money, right? So he got all this money in Houston, and then he saw all these Diddy-like parties, and he enjoyed them, and he made bad decisions. And he was a young rich man. Right. Absolutely. And that doesn't always translate to good things, being a young rich man. And that's what happened.
Yeah, that is what happened. Man, it's crazy to think about how this NFL season is going to go. I mean, much like last year, we could be in the upside down world.
I'm just saying.
The hit show on Netflix, Stranger Things. But I'll tell you this right now. With how baseball season has been going, I am seriously convinced we are in the upside fucking down world. Now, the AL East, they're doing their own thing. It's no surprise that the Yankees and the Orioles, with as much young talent that the Orioles have, they are competing with the Yankees for first place. Everybody else is just battling for third. Like it was, like we discussed, battling for third place.
Well, I just off topic real quick. Thanks for that, buddy. Off topic real quick. Turn that back on.
Shadow mode activated.
Yes. Every SEC team won their baseball game today except Vanderbilt. And I would just like to say we both chose Coastal Carolina to win that game. Like we did.
I picked Coastal Carolina to win that game, baby. Woo!
We're so back. Yes. So he's pissed. Look at him. Look at him in the bag.
You better get that chip off your shoulder.
He said, "Watch me." He said, "Nap time, son."
Oh, he heard me through the fucking screen. He was like, "I bet. Watch this."
He's the only 3-year-old that that likes to sleep. Like, he loves it.
Nah, I got a kid like that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm
love
here.
it.
Listen. Cold water on a regular basis has to be poured.
Well, and something else that I want to bring before we go to the next subject. Ain't no fucking way Vanderbilt's winning 6 games this year. Like Chris has Vanderbilt to get to 6, Matt. Vanderbilt, he's got Vanderbilt beating Kentucky, Auburn, and South Carolina.
That's tough. They might be able to sneak one game like Auburn, but
I asked him last night on the show how much crack he smoked before he came on. I was just curious.
My man was Vandy High.
Yeah, he was Vandy High. I mean,
the best way to sum it up.
We brought up the schedule, and all of us, like me, Emily, and James, were like 3-9, 4-8 tops, and he's like, no, 6-6.
See, and that's how I know I'm a realistic fan. Okay, I said the Ravens should win about 12 games this year. I had motherfuckers telling me, "Oh, we're gonna win 15, 16 games. Should we gonna go undefeated this year?" I'm like, motherfucker, look at the schedule. Look how it falls out. Like, there's no fucking way.
11
there's certain
at
games
least
that you're just bound to lose. Like you're bound to lose. We're gonna lose 2 divisional games, whether they be home or away. We're gonna lose 2 of them.
Right.
I know we're gonna lose 2 of them. Come on, I mean, we're good.
I think it was perfect. I think it was Baltimore or Pittsburgh that their final 6 games are against the literal AFC North.
Look, South Carolina has beaten Vanderbilt 17 straight years and is 31-4 all time against them. But somehow they're going to go out with this team from fucking nowhere and beat them. And Kentucky, who will be ranked probably in the top 15 with what they got coming back. But I like crack, Matt, crack. That's it. That is the answer. It's not going to happen. I don't know, man. The Baltimore Ravens will win 12 games at least. Like I would put a lock on that with what they have.
10-11 at worst.
At worst, 10 or 11. At worst,
yes.
They're going to be 10-7, and that's with injuries. You know, shit happens. But Vanderbilt can stay healthy all year long and still not hit 6 fucking wins. I'm just
especially in the SEC.
I mean, and they're out of conference schedule. I mean, like he's like, yeah, we'll dominate Georgia State. Well, Georgia State's not a terrible team. I mean, they're not. Alcorn State, they're gonna beat them. But I mean, they have LSU on their schedule. They have Alabama on their schedule. They have Texas on their schedule. And then not only do you have those teams, then avoiding injuries and psychological warfare, you're going to go and beat 3 other SEC teams? Like, dude, crack.
No.
So we're going to say 1 game, 1 win season.
I'm going to give them 3. They have like Alcorn State. They have some winnable games, but not more than 3. I mean, if they win 4, I would fall on the floor.
I was going to say 4 at best.
Yes, 4 at best.
So we're betting the 10 under 10 games, under 10 wins.
Yes. I would bet the house on under 10 wins for Vanderbilt.
I mean, look, I'll even say this. Do I like Tennessee? Yes. Do I think that they're going to win the AFC South? Turn me into the fucking Homer meme because fuck no, that ain't happening.
No, it's not. The tight like crack.
Fuck no. But I'll say one of the sneaky
second
teams
in that division. Yes,
sneaky team. Look for the Colts to be a sneaky team.
Yes, I agree.
Oh yeah, especially with Anthony Richardson coming back.
I think the Colts are going to take second place. I do. I think the Colts are in second, and I think Houston's in first. I think that's how it's going to go down.
Guess what? I got a hot take for you. I think the AFC North is going to be the worst division. It's the worst it's been in a decade.
I'm going to disagree.
I think the Browns maybe finish fucking 50-50. Like I
can see that because their defense is basically going to carry them.
Guess what? And with
the holdout, the defense is going to carry the Cleveland Browns this season.
Even if the Cleveland Browns go 8-9, that's not unusual.
Okay. Again, same thing with the Steelers, right? And then guess what? Same thing with the Bengals. Okay, now what's his name is holding out with the Bengals, right? The Bengals lost. Hendricks wants out. He doesn't want to be on the Bengals no more. Okay, they lost.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's in that Hayden Christensen Revenge of the Sith look.
Okay, absolutely. But again, here's the whole thing. You got one of your top wide receivers. You lost your running back, right?
Yeah.
So Mixon's not there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, look at all these losses on these teams, and I'm like, I'm sorry if you sit here and I'm checking the boxes on losses. If you think that rookies are going to step in and give you the same type of push, some of them may. But come on, let's be realistic here. It's like 1 out of 5 will give you something good.
Hey, look, man, the Steelers got Russell Wilson. It's a lot that they're going to have Mike Tomlin's first losing season in his career. Russell Wilson.
What the fucking Broncos?
Listen. I would not be surprised.
Look what the fucking Broncos did with Russell Wilson under center, especially with Sean Payton.
8 or 9 games. All 3 of them will win like 8 or 9 games.
I agree.
And the Ravens will be at the top at like 12. 13 games.
You know
yeah,
that's
is
realistic.
True, but that doesn't make that the worst division in football.
No. The worst that our division has been.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because most of our divisions were 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what I mean? Like it's that's how it's been stacked.
Nearly every team had like
there's a bunch of divisions that have 4 and 5 and 6 winning, you know what I mean, teams. Yeah. And we usually don't have that.
But
and I think one team goes probably 6 wins, 7 wins. I would not.
How long though before Wilson's benched for Fields? I give it 6 games.
I mean, bro, I honestly, to be honest with you, if Fields is better than Wilson, he'll start the season.
It wouldn't surprise me because
and that's what I'm saying. Like Tomlin isn't going to play favorites to either one of these motherfuckers. It's going to be who runs the playbook, who executes on the field. Okay, this is going to be who let's start.
Yeah,
like that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
The Bears front office is going to see Justin Fields thrive because we already know the type of coach that Mike Tomlin is. He is going to thrive in fucking Pittsburgh. And Chicago is going to be sitting on their chairs with their thumb up their asses like, why do we go with Caleb Williams? The dude threw 7 straight interceptions in OTAs.
Can you name me 3 Steeler players?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Stop and think about that.
Whoa.
Their offense is
right now.
Their offense is mediocre, bro. Even if Justin Fields is playing his best ball, again, the AFC North, as far as Baltimore and Cleveland, we have defenses. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Bengals are the lowest man on the totem pole in the division. Okay, because the Steelers got a defense like a motherfucker too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Playing tough defenses, like those aren't the wins I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to play anybody who's either even or even a little bit below them. They're gonna run over. And once you get above a certain point, you're just again, if a team scores on you, but you can't score on them, it don't matter. Like especially with us, the Ravens, we have Justin Tucker, bro. As long as we get within 50 yards, we're fucking scoring. Okay.
You can get within 60 yards and you're fucking good.
And so now if we keep you from scoring, it don't matter if we only kick 1 field goal, we win. So when you're talking about Justin Fields, like if Tomlin doesn't use him the correct way and he doesn't run the plays the right way, that's what I'm more so worried about. I want to see what they can do together. Now, like I said, if he's truly better than Wilson, he's going to start.
I'm going to disagree with one thing you said, Jen. Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. I know that he had a bad OTA, but that's reality. I watched this guy play at Oklahoma, USC. Like he was scoring 49 points a game as a quarterback and losing. You can't really fault the guy for that, right?
That's college. We're talking about the NFL. He will get decimated if he puts up more than 3 wins. Then yes, I will buy into his stock.
all right. So your team, right? Like you could start right now. You could have Justin Fields or Caleb Williams going forward. You're taking Justin Fields.
Yeah, like
Ain't no
granted,
fucking way.
he had some flashes. But they were built. They got players. Oh God, how do I put it? They got players at the wrong time to build around Fields. Instead of like, hey, we need these guys to build around Fields to be a playoff contending team. Instead of like, oh, well, you know what? We're going to get these players at a later time, show just how bad that Justin Fields is, tell him to kick rocks, and then we'll go get Caleb Williams. Despite the fact that, yes, he was good in college, but look, it's a different level on the NFL compared to USC, my guy.
I don't think that Justin Fields is a bad quarterback, like at all. I just think Caleb Williams is better. He has a higher ceiling. That he's more talented as a quarterback. That's just how I feel on it. Is Chicago ready to make a playoff run? They are not. Like they're not. But I don't know, man. Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields. I think he'll do well in Pittsburgh, but I don't think he's better than Caleb Williams.
So for me, it's like this, right? I see Chicago's team. I'm like this. If Caleb Williams doesn't win more than 6 games, no stock. Yeah. He's exactly what I thought he was going to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like second year. Again, if he doesn't win 7 or 8 games in his second year there, again, no stock in him. Like I'm sorry. Like for me, again, it's I seen the OTAs. Have you seen his OTAs? I seen he threw 7 fucking interceptions. Okay, watching that video, I mean, bro, if I was the motherfucker who banged on that table and said Caleb Williams, I'd be like this, because I'd be a sweating motherfucker. Okay,
you'd be sweating like a whore in church.
But now again, hear me out. Okay, look at Peyton Manning set the motherfucking record for the most interceptions by a goddamn rookie. Okay, but Peyton Manning also in the same motherfucking breath, you gonna sit here and say is probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all goddamn time.
Yes,
Omaha. But
even Eli did the goddamn thing.
But I mean, in all seriousness, though, like it's just like you have to take the good with the bad. So I get that sometimes. So there's a learning curve to the NFL. I get that. But my expectations with now what he has versus what Justin Fields have, okay, and I'm set. That's realistic expectations. Okay, he should be able to win 6 games. If he's really that good, he should be able to win 6 fucking games.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, I'm not saying he's got to win 10 games or 9 games or even 8 games. No. I'm saying 6. Now he wins 6 games. Okay, I'll start watching.
Yeah, then we can start talking.
I got Chicago winning 6 games this year.
That's fair.
Well, I gotta see it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Look, so you got the product. Now let's
when you're talking about college players,
field.
whether it's basketball or whether it's football. When you're talking college versus professional, it's you're talking 2 different speeds. Some people get it real easy. Some people it takes a minute. Some people don't never get it.
Yep.
And I've seen multiple quarterbacks that just in my lifetime, let alone your lifetime, that have went first overall, that are where, like, you know, Mr. Couch, who now just sits on a fucking couch, who sat on the couch and sat on the couch.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, he's probably 50 now, but you know,
probably.
I mean, the whole couch thing, though. That's why I use couch for sitting on the couch. You know?
I mean, in all fairness, like Tim, and not saying he's a great quarterback. In college, he was good. He came to a expansion Cleveland Browns who were just god awful. What did we really expect out of him to do? I'm going to come in with the worst team in the league, and I'm going to fucking go to the playoffs. That was an unfair, unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
Bro, they had some good teams though. Like over the years, they had a handful. I mean, not consistently. It was like every 3 or 4 years they would have a good team.
Yeah, it was.
But the
about
problem
that.
was
and
they
then
never had a
during those
quarterback.
3 or 4 years, they were
They had wide
basically a 4-11 or
Matter of fact,
5-12
Peyton
team.
Hillis. I know you remember Peyton Hillis, the
Mm.
white dude on the Madden cover. I know you remember Peyton Hillis' ass.
Look,
That
Yes.
was the championship.
Yes.
the Cleveland Browns haven't been good since Bernie Kosar was there. And that team is now in Baltimore. I'm just going to be honest with you.
No, I
That's
mean,
a fact.
100%. Like, I absolutely. And if you want to talk about championships, you got to go back to the 40s and 50s, baby.
You really do.
Oh,
Their
no, 60s,
best chance
60s,
to
60s.
even win a championship in today's day and age was Jim Brown.
I mean, that's more championship than my Falcons got. I ain't talking too much smack. Because we ain't got shit.
You know
I'll
what?
give
And
you
say that
28 reasons why.
I'm a lucky man.
I mean, we should have won, but, Matt Ryan went and smoked a bunch of crack at halftime. It happens,
And same with the coach. I think they had Kyle Shanahan on that fucking team as well. Man
Well,
can't hold a double-digit lead to save his fucking life.
I'm pretty sure he was eating mushrooms with Aaron Rodgers.
I
You ever
think-
seen
I
Kyle
think he's
Shanahan?
Yeah,
cursed,
he was
bro.
probably doing something. He was
cursed, bro. He
probably doing something.
I mean, Aaron
Um,
Rodgers is hanging out with what's Alex Jones? I mean, come the fuck on, man. Like, this guy's a weirdo. I mean, a weirdo. Like, who the fuck hangs out with Alex Jones?
Look, I'll just say this. Much like this current baseball season that's going on right now, with the NFL season, we could very well be in the upside down world. Because, I mean, it's no surprise that the AL East, that the Yankees and Orioles are battling it out for first place, while everybody else below the Orioles is fighting for third. Now, in the AL Central, we got the Guardians, the Twins, and the fucking Royals, who are picked to be a sleeper team, battling it out for first, which is quite impressive. Definitely keeping my eye on the AL Central. Other than that, we got the Tigers, who are having a decent season. They're 500 right now. But, hey, it could be worse. Am I right? Looking at you, Chicago White Sox, because y'all fucking suck.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we all expected that.
Yeah, well, look, last year I think they were in the playoffs, in the wild card.
I mean, I didn't expect anything from the White Sox this year.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, so next up we got the AL West. I'm a little surprised to see Seattle in first place and the defending champions 3 games behind the Seattle Mariners. The fuck is up with that? But that's not the one. That's not the most shocking thing to me going on in the AL West. The one thing that's shocking to me is, of all teams, Oakland, the Athletics, who have sucked for so long the last few years, is actually having a decent fucking season.
I mean, thank God the Braves are.
What did I say about the bullpen? What did I say about that bullpen?
Mason, I'll tell you what you said. You probably said Mason fucking Miller.
But hold on. Let's keep this in context, right? So they're 23 and 35. They're just better than we thought. This is not a good baseball team.
No. I mean, not at all. Not at all. But here's the thing. I said that it was a possibility.
They're not good. They're
60 to
decent
70
right now.
games. They could win 60 or 70 games. That's what I said. Because at first it was like maybe they'll win 30,
maybe
maybe 40.
80 games for all I care.
62 and 100 is an achievable goal for them, yes, because they are playing decent ball, but they are not a good baseball team. We will not see them in the playoffs.
No.
Better than I thought, because at the beginning of the season, I had them winning 30 games, and they're already at 23, so they've surpassed my expectations. I'll give that to you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm fucking.
Oh my God. How the seats in Oakland aren't filling up right now is quite frankly beyond me. But let's move on to the NL. Andrew, I'm sorry. We're going to start with the NL East, and in that it's no surprise the Phillies have the best record both in the division and the league right now. Now,
well, let's
aside
see.
from that,
Acuna Jr., is out for the year. Spencer Strider out for the year. Ozzie Albies was out 2 weeks. Sean Murphy was out 2 months. I mean, you can't beat a team like the Phillies with your backup. Like, you just cannot. It's not attainable, right? And I'm not making excuses for the Braves, but goddamn, those are some big fucking names that weren't on the field. I mean, that's hard to win. And the Phillies are good as fuck.
Completely agree.
You said Acuna is out for the year?
Yeah, he's out for the year. Torn ACL. Spencer Strider out for the year. The Phillies are too good for the Braves to be injured and win. The Braves are not winning the division this year. Hopefully we sneak into the wild card. But you're right. The Phillies are good as fuck. Best record in baseball. Like, Phillies out there just busting people. Just busting.
God, I honestly don't know. If Atlanta can't find a groove without Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna Jr., the Nationals might overtake Atlanta for second place in the NL East.
No. Now, they still got Chris Sale, who's 8-1, and Max Fried, who's out there throwing shutouts every game. Pitching is there. The problem is they're losing games 4-3 because, like, nobody's hitting the fucking ball. You know what I mean?
Because they don't have Ronald Acuna Jr. to be that guy that's like, oh shit, we got to focus on him, but take our attention off of everybody else.
So, I mean, the Braves still have Riley, right? Albies is back. Murphy's finally back. Darno, but he's a backup. You got Michael Harris Jr. out there. But if you take Spencer Strider, the ace, and Ronald Acuna Jr., the reigning MVP, out of the picture, that fucking hurts. Like, that hurts for real. And being a realistic Braves fan, we're not going to compete for the division. The Phillies with Bryce Harper and Trey Turner are just too fucking good.
Yes. The crazy thing about the Phillies is that they've been running it back since 2022 with the same fucking cast.
I mean, maybe they could, the Phillies can kick fucking rocks, man. I fucking hate them. Like, I can't fucking stand the Phillies. But you got to give credit where credit's due. They're playing the best baseball in Major League right now. The best.
Yes.
Absolutely. And can't argue with it. Look at the record.
Yeah. They're sitting atop of the entire league with the best record in baseball right now.
I mean, I'm still rolling with the Yankees. Like, I as of right now, I got the Yankees winning it all. Don't get me wrong. I know Matt's like, wait a minute, what about the fucking Orioles? But the Yankees.
That's gonna be a battle for the ages. I cannot wait for that.
I agree, but the Yankees have had the number one streak to schedule in baseball. That is a fact. Like, they come on ESPN and they've got the second best record in baseball.
Yes,
I mean that's impressive. That really is impressive, man. I'm high on the Orioles too. Don't get me wrong. That's gonna
when
Bautista
gets back in the rotation as our closer, games like what happened in Boston won't happen.
I mean, look,
and that's been our problem. The handful of games that we've really lost is because our closer comes in and throws a meatball down the middle. Boom. Boom.
Are you talking about Kimbrel?
Yeah, the one with the blue glove.
Yeah, he's 112 years old now. But I'm saying the ALCS between the Yankees and Orioles, if that's what we get, then we may Moneyball, because that's going to be a series to watch.
Yes.
And then Phillies and the Dodgers. The Phillies and Dodgers in the NLCS. Could you imagine having those two LCSs? Phillies, Dodgers, Yankees, Orioles. I mean, that
I'm
right
still
there
taking the Phillies because I don't trust the Dodgers in the playoffs.
God damn.
Look, I love my Braves, and I'm hoping, and I'm praying, and I'm with them, and I'm riding with them, win, lose, or draw. But at the end of the day, the Phillies and the Dodgers are the best two teams in the National League without Spencer Strider and Acuna, and you can't argue that. You can cry about it as a Braves fan, but you can't say we're now the best team in the National League, because we are not without that talent.
I mean, we'll talk about the Dodgers, but for right now, the NL Central, it's kind of surprising to me that under Craig Counsell, the Brewers were winning so many games and won the NL Central so many times. Without Craig Counsell, they're actually still doing something. And the fucking Cubs are just like middle of the pack. And I had higher expectations for them.
Well, I want to say on a show before the season, some guy said that the Brewers was going to be good, and like you laughed at him, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. Like the Brewers are a good fucking baseball team.
They are.
I mean, are they going to beat Philly or the Dodgers? No, but they can win their division.
Yes. But there's so many other teams that are in the NL. Look at the Cardinals, for crying out loud. They're actually doing something. The last I checked, the last I saw, they were winning 12 out of their last 15 games. So for second place, or even third for that matter, or even a wild card spot, it's anybody's ball game in the NL Central.
Well, yeah. So the Cardinals are 8-2 in their last 10, and they've reached 500 baseball, and they're in second place behind Milwaukee right now.
Yes.
The Cubs are sub 500 along with Pittsburgh. Cincinnati is the most disappointing team, I gotta believe.
Yeah,
they're at the bottom. But you know, I'm looking at, and y'all can talk shit because y'all are AL East guys. But you got New York and Baltimore 1-2, which we all knew. And then you got Boston and Tampa Bay pretty much at 500 there, and Toronto right behind them. The AL East is the class of the major league. It's not close. I'll come out here and I'll say it right now. Like Boston would go into just about any other division and win it. That's how good they are. However, they have to play the fucking Orioles and the Yankees all the time, and that's hard games to win.
And look at the players that the Orioles are producing.
Look, man, the Orioles are 35-19. That is baller. That is classic good baseball. It really is.
Absolutely.
They're the class of Major League, period.
They really are. Now, let's talk about, shall we call it the second class maybe? Excluding Colorado. Because, look, I'm all for the Dodgers spending over $1 billion during their offseason to sign not only Yamamoto, but also bring in Shohei Ohtani. They are 36-22. They should be competing with the Phillies and the Yankees for the top 3 best record in the league. Not this fucking bullshit.
I'm going to disagree with you on the NL West being the second best division, because the AL Central is the second best division. Okay, I mean, the Guardians and the Royals and the Twins are all way above 500. Like, that's a good fucking division right there. I mean, fair. The Dodgers are 35-22, like you said. They should be way above that right now.
Yes.
And the rest of the division's trash. But the NL Central sneaky, man. They got some good fucking teams in there. The Guardians, man. I will give the devil his due. The Guardians are a lot better than I gave them credit for. The Indians, your show, Indians, right? Sorry.
We got somebody from Canada, eh?
I mean, yeah. Brett, he's from Canada. He's on my Twitter. He's a good dude. But you know, I just the AL Central is better than the NL West.
That's fair.
Calling it as I see it.
So I see it like this: we're almost 100 games into the season. Which teams should be in panic mode and which teams should be in accomplishment mode? Like, hey, yeah, we're doing better than everybody else thought we were going to do.
The Braves should be in panic mode. The Braves 100% should be in panic mode right now.
I'll agree to that.
The Braves should be in panic mode. The Guardians should be patting themselves on the back along with the Royals. The Dodgers should be in panic mode because their division is really, really bad, and they only have 35 wins. And I know that sounds funny, but the Dodgers should be at 42 right now.
Yeah. Their streak of schedule is most games. I think the most games that the second to last place team is probably 6.
Look, the Dodgers' strength of schedule is 19, which means it's one of the easier schedules in baseball. And they have 22 losses with Shohei Ohtani. They have Freddie Freeman.
They had 3 former MVPs on that team. How the fuck are you not the best team in the league?
They should be over 40 wins. The Dodgers should be in panic mode right now. The Braves are in panic mode right now. But the Guardians and the Royals are like my surprise teams. I actually think I picked the Royals to win that division. Well, I picked the Twins, who were right there behind them. But the Guardians and the Royals are out there busting people's asses, and they
are.
But the Braves are in full panic mode. As a Braves fan, I'll go ahead and admit that. Like when Acuna went down, I think our season went down.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I know one team that's like in that accomplishment type mode. Like, hey, yeah, we're in the best division in baseball, but guess what? We're still hanging with the best. The Toronto Blue Jays.
So, yeah, the Toronto Blue Jays, right? So, we're looking at them. They're in last place in the best division in baseball, and they're only 3 games below 500. Let's just put Toronto in the AL West or the NL Central, and Toronto may be leading the division.
Absolutely.
They just happen to be in the division with the Orioles and the Yankees.
Man, I couldn't agree more. I mean,
you're mute.
You're muted, buddy. Like you're going on a good rant, James. You're muted. James, you're muted. Buddy, you're muted. You're muted. We have no idea what that rant just was because you were muted.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, there we go. We can hear you.
Hold up.
Yeah, James has probably had the best monologue of his entire life, and it was on mute.
Oh, fucking technology. It's only a matter of time before Skynet becomes a real fucking thing.
Skynet is a real thing. Have you seen all the AI around here? Let's not pretend like it's not. Hey, I think Joe Biden is AI. But anyway, back on to what we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams that, like I was saying, or like I should say, the Oakland Athletics, they're definitely in that accomplishment mode type of season. That, like, hey, we're doing better than a lot of people thought that we were going to do. And it's crazy. Like, they actually have the talent and the pitching as well to get them some key wins and some stinky wins for that matter. They almost took a series against fucking Tampa Bay.
They did. Right now the Braves are actually leading the A's 3-1. So I hope the Braves can beat a shitty team. We'll see. But the Braves are in full panic mode. And the Phillies are the best team in baseball, but the Yankees are close.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we are going to take our final commercial break, but we're going to stay on the topic of baseball because we got a few interesting topics worth talking about. We will be right back.
Boy, that's mediocre.
Then what the f*** are you doing?
I was drinking that.
No, you were surviving it. Give excitement a try with Bones Coffee. Click on the link below to order some for yourself.
Here.
Whoa is right. That substance you were sipping before is what we in the industry refer to as ass water. Sure, it technically has caffeine, but at Bones Coffee, we believe in the experience of waking up every morning looking forward to that first tasty cup. That's why we roast carefully selected beans in small batches to perfection, so you can count on quality in every cup. And not only that, Bones has a ton of fabulous flavors from which to choose.
Hey, did someone mention flavors? Highland Greg, pleasure to meet you.
What'll it be, Greg?
You know, I've been hankering for the spiced rum flavor of Highland Grove, please.
Greg, I'm surprised by the size of your bagpipe.
Ugh, it's not the size of the bagpipe that matters, laddie.
Yeah, it's how hard you blow it.
Yeah, let's leave the talking to me.
Oh, gee, I just got back from chasing some hosers out of the grilling rink. I could go for some maple bacon coffee right about noon.
Coming right up.
Hey kid, you single?
Yeah.
That's why this place looks like
Here you are, my salty siren.
Thanks. I need the salted caramel chocolate pick-me-up after dealing with this loser.
How in the world are all these people getting in here?
We just walked in. Click on the link below to stop drinking water and get yourself Bones coffee today. Or maybe you don't want to click on the link below because you think, flavored coffee's not for me. That was Sarah G's experience. She says, usually flavored coffees taste chemically to me, but these do not. They have a really pleasant aroma and flavor. They do not leave that weird residue on the bottom of your mug like many flavored coffees do. And Cheryl S. says, I ordered this for my son's GF for a B-day. She loves it. Why, Cheryl, that's awfully nice of you. Unfortunately, they broke up and I can't return it. Frowny face. Well, that's awkward. At least she liked it, though. Stop settling for mediocrity and order Bones coffee today.
Man, I gotta find a place where they sell some Bones coffee out here in Texas. Looks quite interesting. I ain't even gonna lie, especially with some of the flavors that they got. So last week we talked about who has the best logo in Major League Baseball. Right now, there's quite a few teams in baseball that have a few selection of home run celebrations, and some of them are quite interesting. I mean, for example, you got the Seattle Mariners with their trident, and you have the Baltimore Orioles with their honestly, this might take the cake, their hydration station, and it looks like they're doing something, but it's with water. But there's also a few teams out there that are doing something with a home run celebration. Who has the best home run celebration? I got a list right here in front of me. We got the Cincinnati Reds doing a Viking.
Hey, see, let me sit there.
We got the Detroit Tigers because Little Caesars is in Detroit with Pizza, but I kind of see it similar to the trident that the Seattle Mariners do. Baltimore hydration station, no surprise. I didn't know this was an actual thing, but I guess Boston has the home run medal. Colorado Rockies ski helmet and goggles makes sense because, you know, Aspen, Colorado, so it is what it is. Seattle Mariners. Anyway, Seattle Mariners, we got the trident. And yeah, so out of all the teams listed and their home run celebrations, which team has the best one?
I mean, of course, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna go hydration station. I mean, that is the coolest shit, bro.
And it kind of brings you back to your college glory days as well.
I'm gonna go with the trident. I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, choosing between the trident and the hydration station.
I love the trident. I do.
Oh yeah, and it fits them so well. Even the hydration station fits the Orioles so well too.
It does. I'm not arguing that fact at all. The trident, man. Like I've always loved that since I was a kid. Like the teams with the trident. You know, you got Neptune out there.
Yes.
You know, I got to give it to the mythology real quick. I really do like that. So,
what's not to love about mythology?
But you know, if we're going like completely old school, and I know it's probably not cliche to say this or whatever, but if you go back and you look at the Orioles bird back when it was cartoon, and
it
like
still is cartoon.
And then I'm not done. And then they switched to the actual bird that Matt hates so much. right? It's like when Coke went to the new Coke and then brought back the original formula. Like that shit hit hard for Orioles fans because they hated that fucking bird. Not just Matt, all Orioles fans hated it, right? But that was impactful, and the Orioles cartoon bird is classic. It's iconic. You know what I mean? Just like when you go back to the old Braves logo, and I know people don't like it, but man, that shit was fire. Like it was fire.
The blue hat with like the white, like this part right here, and then
I'm talking about the mascot, like back when we had Chief Wahoo.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I know people,
okay,
it's PC or whatever, but like I never thought about it that way. You know, I just didn't. You know, I thought about it as, hey man, like the Indians were cool, right? Braves were cool. Like I love the old school Native Americans. Like I just loved it. And we just whitewashed that shit. Like I'm so confused how we were able to do that in society. We're like, okay, all this stuff is racist. It's got to go. Yet we kept all the white stuff. You know, I mean, I'm just saying that's how it went down. Like it really did. Like it was weird to me. And being, you know, my grandmother was full Native American, right? Like she loved that shit. Like she's like, hey, that's my team. That's why she loved the Braves. That's why because my grandma.
Yeah.
I hate that. I love the old school stuff.
Oh, how could you not?
It really, like my grandma would be upset that the Redskins aren't there anymore and the Braves don't use that logo. I promise you. And that's coming straight from, you know, full Native American right there. She would be upset because she loved them. She loved them. That's why my dad's a Redskins fan, because my grandma was. You know what I mean? That's why we like the Braves.
Let's go.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but I'll tell you what is fortunate and what is inevitable. We got some weekend baseball predictions on our hands that we got to make. So, first game up, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates, who, with Paul Skeens, unfortunately, he's not pitching, but with Paul Skeens, they look like they could do something. They go into Toronto to take on the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
Yes. Blue Jays. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I can see the Blue Jays as well. They have the offense. I don't Pittsburgh, they have somewhat of a defense, but when you're dealing with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Biggio, I don't know his first name. Anyways, but yeah, it's too much offense to handle right now. Wow. So, next game up, we got Tampa Bay going into Camden Yards to take on the Orioles, baby.
Orioles will win the series.
Oh, easily. Let me check right now because we got some Friday baseball going on right now.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's up 1-0.
Ah, God damn it!
It's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Top of the fifth, and we still got plenty of time.
Yeah, too easy. I mean, I could really see Baltimore getting the series win. Hell, maybe even sweeping Tampa Bay for this series right now. So next game up, we got a struggling Arizona Diamondbacks, the NL champs. Crazy how that pans out, but also crazy to see how the offseason goes. They are going into the worst New York team I have ever seen in my entire life, and they are taking on the Mets.
Give me the Mets.
What?
Mets are beating them right now.
Okay, cool. But I still see Arizona getting the series win.
No, I don't. I don't trust Arizona. They've lost too many games they should have won. I'll take the Mets.
I don't. Hey, look, I don't trust the Mets. The same reason that you say you don't trust Arizona. They lost too many games that they should have won. At least in a doubleheader, at least take one game against the fucking Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, Like I said, I don't like either team really, but I'll take the Mets just for the spicy bet take.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough. You do make some spicy picks, and I love it. All right, so this is a easy guess right here. We got the White Sox going into Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, easily. They're actually playing right now. So we'll see how that pans out. This might actually be a good game. Detroit, who is currently 500 in Boston. I know, right? Talking about
give me Boston. Give me Boston for the series.
All right, next game up, we got Minnesota going into Houston, and if Minnesota wants to keep their pace in the AL Central, they are going to have to take the series.
I think Minnesota gets them. The Astros is not the Astros they were 2-3 years ago.
That is very true. So, sorry, I'm watching SmackDown on my phone, and my boy, the one they call the megastar, with everybody saying L.A. Knight, is looking for a certain YouTuber, and I hope he drops the United States title to the megastar. But I digress. So, we got Oakland going into Atlanta. This is definitely going to be a series worth watching.
I mean, Atlanta should win, but Oakland's going to win one game. I think they steal one game.
Yeah, I could see that too. Maybe they steal two. Who knows? We'll see.
The Braves aren't that goddamn bad. Come on, man. Stop.
No.
Like
hey,
Andrew
look,
is
Oakland has gotten some Oakland has gotten some sneaky wins. They have gotten some sneaky ass fucking wins over teams that should have beaten them. There's no doubt about that. They got wins over fucking Houston, for crying out loud.
Exactly. But I mean, at the same time, Houston ain't what they were.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm saying,
I'm expecting a good series of these two teams. Another series that I'm going to have my eye on. Now, because I've been watching how good just Kansas City is, I don't think San Diego is. San Diego might get one win over Kansas City, but I think the Royals get the series win over San Diego.
I don't know. I'm not leaning hard either way because I don't trust the Padres, and the Royals are just good enough to be bad.
Yeah, true. Plus, Joe Musgrove will be pitching for the Padres on Saturday.
See, and that's why a lot of times when I bet on pitchers or I bet against pitchers.
Hey, let me do a shout out real quick.
Go for it.
So I am we're streaming through my X, and I just want to say I currently have 36 people watching just through my X alone. So y'all love me. My X family, they love me, and thank y'all for watching. Y'all know Mercy. This is my sister show. These are my boys right here. Like we grind together on every show. This is straight money. I just got 36 of you watching me right now. I just want to holler to my ex family. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. These dudes right here, these are my dudes. I just want to go ahead and tell you right now. Anytime they're on, just it's me. Like it's an extension. So I just now we'll get back to it. Go San Diego. But I just saw that and I was wanting to show the love.
He's like, yeah.
Damn, that's why you a fucking villain, my guy.
Oh yeah, the one you love to hate.
Picking San Diego over the Royals when the Royals are doing this good.
Look who's here.
Mommy,
The fourth member.
It's the boss.
The boss is here. That is correct.
Mrs. Villain.
He is here.
It's the Mrs. Villain.
Oh yeah.
Let's fucking go.
So I will pause
Howdy,
for a
man.
second. I'll be back.
All right. So, I think this is a pretty easy series to determine. We got the defending champs going into Miami to take on the Marlins.
Texans versus the Marlins.
Yes.
The Marlins are winning right now.
What?
Now I would take Texas for the win for the series, but yeah, they're losing right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Not pretty.
Wow. Not pretty. How not pretty?
Let me check the score again.
Yeah, let's check that score. Jesus. Oh, wow. Really, Arizona? To the fucking Mets?
Yeah, Miami 4, Texans 2.
Damn, that is crazy right now. Damn, some of these scores are pretty crazy looking at it. San Diego, Kansas City just started. Phillies are up 4-2 on the Cardinals. No surprise. Kind of surprised to see the Pirates up on the Blue Jays 1-0 though. Let's see. We got the Indians are up 2-0 on the Nationals. Yes, I said the Indians. If you have a problem with it, come talk to me about it. We'll talk off the net. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So Atlanta is currently up 3-1 on the Athletics. That is no surprise in the least. Not even gonna lie. So we'll see what happens there. Next game up.
8-4. 8-4.
I know. Don't remind me. It's bad enough I gotta live with the fact that the fucking Reds beat the Cubs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, believe it or not, the Mets are 23. They've 23 wins. Like, it's not god awful. It's not god awful compared to what people said. People said they were going to be absolute trash.
Look,
they're not trash. They're bad, but they're not trash.
And the last 2 out of the 3 years, they had
The Diamondbacks only have 25 wins. So, I mean, you're talking about a playoff.
Yeah, but when's the last time the Mets actually won the NL?
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, because, look, 2 out of the 3 years, the Mets had a over 100-day reign in first in the NL East just to choke that bullshit away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust the Mets as far as I can throw them.
No, I mean, I feel you on that one. Like I said, I bet with the pitchers. I bet on the Mets to win. So was it Silverno? He was the starting pitcher for the Mets. Yeah, I bet on him.
Okay.
That's why I said I bet on the pitchers. Like, I'll either bet for him or against him.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you one thing though. Another series or another game this weekend that I got my eyes on, Washington, who is sneaky good going into Cleveland to take on the fucking Indians.
So the Indians should win, but I mean, let's be real here. Washington's probably going to steal one.
Oh yeah. No, that wouldn't surprise me too much.
No, I don't think Washington wins the series though.
Yeah, they are that team that's
they're not that fucking sneaky.
No, they're that team that's flying under the radar, but like I said, for certain teams that are actually doing better than what we thought they were gonna do, they get those sneaky ass fucking wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so next game up, we got the Anaheim Angels going into Seattle to take on the Mariners.
Seattle should win it, but they're probably going to lose one to the Angels.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too surprising. Well, unfortunately, I had to bear witness to this fucking travesty today. Yes, the Cubs did lose to the Cincinnati fucking Reds. Ah! Anyways, Cincinnati goes back into Chicago to take on the Cubs.
The Cubs better win, but I bet on the Reds today.
Yeah.
So my parlay's still rolling.
That's fair. Understandable. I mean, I saw the Cubs have a 2-run lead, and then as the game was drawing closer to the end, the Reds tied it up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Now St. Louis, who has been one of the hottest teams in the league right now, going to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies.
Give me the Phillies. I mean,
Ooh,
the
interesting.
Phillies are definitely winning that series.
Interesting. Well, yeah, them being the best team in the league is really none too surprising. I wouldn't be too surprised if St. Louis kind of snuck a win. So we'll see what happens with that series. Next game up, we got New York going into San Francisco. Oh, fuck me. It's at 8 o'clock on Saturday.
8 o'clock. Do you understand, motherfucker? Like, I'm looking at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. No,
for me to be able to watch a Yankees game, I got to stay up till 10 o'clock at night, which means I'm up till 12, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, no. Fuck that. Give me New York any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm taking New York all day.
Yep. And then last game up, maybe Colorado gets a win in this series, or maybe LA sweeps them. I don't know. We got the Rockies going into LA to take on the Dodgers.
Bro, if Colorado wins one of these games, wow. Like they shouldn't win any of these games.
They're getting some traction under their feet.
I mean, this is the Dodgers. Look at their lineup. Look at their bullpen. Like,
yeah. I mean, yes, Yoshinobu Yamamoto will be starting on Saturday, but he is the kind of pitcher that is like Clayton Kershaw. You know, if he gives up a ton of runs, basically in postseason form.
Well, the Orioles just gave up.
What happened
with Perez in? The Orioles just gave up this game. They put Perez in at pitcher.
Is the score still 1-0 or?
Yeah, and this guy can't hit the fucking strike zone to save his life.
Oh dear Lord! So he's basically hoping that they're playing. Fuck. They're playing. Yeah, so he's basically hoping that whoever steps up to the plate, if he throws it like way outside of the strike zone, it's going to be a routine grounder.
Yeah, I mean, he just threw it at Rushman's fucking feet. Thank God nobody was on base. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, we will see what happens this coming weekend with the games that are going on right now. But for now, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on, and enjoy the rest of your night, big man.
All right, man. Always a pleasure. Have a great weekend. See you next week.
Hey,
Peace.
You already know how it is. All right. So, like I said, if you didn't tune in last night to College Sports Villains, I will be doing a live stream of UFC 302. Dog Media Network, don't worry. Don't worry. I say this with confidence, and I say it as confident as I can say this. All right? The video will not be on the pay-per-view itself. I am not trying to get in trouble for copyright laws. All right? I already know what the punishment is, and I don't want to get in trouble. So the only thing that's going to happen is that camera right there is going to be on this moneymaker, baby. And the only thing that is going to happen is that I will be watching UFC 302 and be providing commentary for what goes on. All right. That is it. That's all that's going to happen. You will not see 1 second of any of the fights that is going to happen on this UFC pay-per-view. All right. I just want to make sure that your minds are at ease of what is going to happen tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I really hope to see somebody there because, man, it is going to be a stacked fucking card. Oh my God, I can't wait. We got baseball going on during the day. I'm pretty sure that the Rangers and the Panthers are going to be playing each other in Florida. I really hope that the Panthers can close it out. On top of that, like I said, I'm going to be doing a live stream of UFC 302. Again, don't worry. The camera is not going to be on the pay-per-view itself. It's just going to be on this guy and this guy alone, and I will be providing commentary. I can't wait for tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see y'all next week. Peace out.